What's up guys, it's Kelly and I am back today with another makeup tutorial. If you can believe it, it has been months since I have filmed a makeup tutorial for you guys and a lot of people have been requesting them, so I figured I would just get back into it and start off with something that is deceptively simple. I think it looks a little bit more complex than it is, but it really is an easy look. I wore this recently and I totally loved it and I think you guys did too, so yeah, let me teach you how it's done. I'm gonna show you guys all of the products that I am using, but of course you can use whatever you have available to you. So let's just get started with this teal to purple eye makeup look. So I am jumping in with this dusty, cool toned, rosy matte eyeshadow shade, and I've already primed my eyelids with a little bit of concealer and I've set them with powder. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of creating this blending transition color. Now, when you're working with super bright eyeshadows, especially if you're just getting started, it's always good to start with something a little bit more neutral because it'll help you blend those really bright neon-y colors into your neutral skin tone. So that's always why I like to get a little bit started with this. I'm just taking a clean brush and I'm blending it out. Sometimes I get a little bit of a harsh line, but I just blend it out super easily and then I'll go back in and just keep on buffing it out. I would say the initial blending is what takes me the longest. This is probably about like 3 to 5 minutes of just blending this one color before I move on to the crazy colors. It's important to get your base right. So now that we've got that down, I am just going to jump right into my crazy colors. I am using this angled brush and I'm going to use it to apply this crazy neon aqua color, starting from the inner corner of my eye all the way through to about halfway down the lid. And I'm just kind of trying to both apply the color, so like packing it down onto my lid, while also almost blending it off. And for me, I don't mind a more harsh line when I'm getting closer to the inner corner of my eye. Again, if you do want to blend it in with a little bit more of a neutral shade, a nice neutral toned cool beige will help you get a little bit more seamless of a transition from skin color into eyeshadow color. So you can always choose to do that. So we're really not going in with too many different colors here. I'm just going to jump into this neon pink shade and I'm going to start to put that on the outer corner of my eye and slowly blend that into the aqua color. And I like to work in a very specific way. So when I first get the color onto the brush, I will start on the part of my lid that I want the most concentrated color to be. So in my case, that is the outer corner of the lid. So every time you see me just pack that on, I'm just kind of depositing the color there. And then once I have less on the brush, I'm going to start blending outwards up towards my eyebrow and then into that teal color, kind of using these like swirly motions and just working my best to make sure that I'm getting a nice smooth blend. And it's easier to do once you have less on the brush. So always deposit that color first and then go in with a little bit more of your blending. I hope that makes sense for you guys. And since these two colors aren't like right next to each other on the color wheel, they are going to get a little bit messed up. So you can always go back in with that teal and just smooth that out. So now I'm just going to go in with a more magenta color. And I really wanted this to have a deeper outer corner. So I'm just going to start to slowly build up some of those neon pinky purple shades in the outer corner to make it a little bit darker and to make the teal look like the brighter part of my eye. So I'm just doing the same thing with that darker color. And then again, just going in with that teal again, just to kind of smooth out any rough edges that I've created. I always go back and forth with the two colors just until I am satisfied. And then we're going in with our final color, which is the purple. I told you guys, this is deceptively easy. It's really just all about being patient with your blending and making sure that you are satisfied with the way it looks before you move on to the next step. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be perfect every single step of the way, but you can kind of see where the eyeshadow look is going as you're moving towards the finished look. So now I'm just going to take some liner and I'm using this pencil liner that I thought matched the teal pretty perfectly, and I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. I always like to poke my eyes during this part. Just kidding, don't do that. And then I'm going to use black on the upper lash line because I am going to be using false lashes and I want that to be kind of a seamless transition. And then I'm just taking that same teal color and I'm kind of putting that on the lower lash line towards the center of my eye. And then I'm doing the opposite with that pink color. And I'm just putting that on the outer edge of my eye. And then I'm going to actually just use the same brush just to get those darker purples in there because it doesn't really matter too much. I ended up deciding to put some black on the outer corner just because I really wanted that outer corner to be darker and kind of give my eye a little bit more dimension, so I ended up adding that. It's a totally optional step. You don't have to do that, especially if you're just getting started with crazy colors. You might want to skip this because it might muddy up the look a little bit. One way that I like to blend that out is I will just take my lighter colors over the black and I will kind of pat those into the black so that it looks like it's just a darker version of the colors I already used instead of a black that may have a different undertone. Again, not sure if that totally makes sense, but hopefully the visuals will help you guys. And again, just kind of blending out each part after each step just makes it a little bit more seamless. So next I am moving on to my liquid liner. I always like to have a nice winged liner on my wild makeup looks. Again, totally optional. I mean, seriously, every step of this look is optional. You can just use this as a starting point slash guide to however you want to do your look, but I personally love challenging myself with shades like this that don't necessarily fit perfectly next to each other and make sort of a seamless blend between the two of them. I'm just going to do my mascara and put on some fake lashes, which for some reason I really just cannot put those on camera, so I did that off camera. And this is the final look. Like I said, super easy. Of course, it did end up taking me a little bit longer than this video to do. I would say probably in total with all of the blending that I did, it was about maybe 15-20 minutes. And I know that seems like a long time to be putting on eye makeup, but personally, I just love the process of doing it. I feel like it's super fun and it's nice to just see that cool outcome and see how it looks. Oh, I also realized at one point that I forgot to put a little pop of highlight on the inner corner, which is a nice way to kind of brighten the inner corner of your eyes, so I did end up doing that as well. So we've got a couple different options for how you want this to look. But yeah, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you guys found it helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed and let me know what kind of makeup looks you want to see next. And of course, we've always got more nail polish and nail art stuff coming soon, so I'll see you guys later. Bye!